Hi, this is I'll Explain. This is another I'll Explore where I talk about things that I didn't put in the script or gloss over in the script, and also putting multiple mobile suits together to compare them like I said in the explain video, but that would be hard for me to look at the script and talk about it. This time is about the Gouf, which I mentioned quite a lot during the explanation for Efreet and Dome. Curiously, I and Bandai didn't have a base model Gouf for the older Gframe. This is a new FA full armor Gframe, which you'll see in a bit, does not have exposed tricep and back of the thigh, but otherwise pretty much in the same style as the rest of the Gframes. Start off, let's talk about some extra parts that I did not talk in the videos. I put them down because, the explain videos is sort of the rundown of the kits of the Gframe, but mostly about the lore. So I have them in the frame on the background, but ultimately I don't get to talk about how the heat rod is sometimes depicted being wielded by Gouf's hand. You can see it have the ball joint for the hand and then a peg for the heat rod's port for the Gframe. Obviously I did not use this hand because I have to put in the heat sword for comparison purposes and demonstration purposes, but otherwise it is just an accessory that reenacts parts of the Gouf's action in the anime. Being a Gframe, it also means it have a standard frame, so to speak, with a standard hand like other Zeong mobile suits. So if you have multiple copy of the Gouf, so if you get multiple Goufs, you can have multiple more regular looking forearm armor, and you can replace it to the heat rod armor pieces. So they are basically both, like it will fit on both hands. You just have an extra one on it. Then you can have a type Gouf, and then you will have another Gouf that has two heat rods. So that's a pretty cool idea, but my set does not come with two Goufs, so I can't do that. While we have the Gouf here, it is interesting that the non-wielding heat rods have a ball joint, so it got some wiggle room to go up and down, and then it is already in this snaking, shooting forward pose, I suppose, that you can do, that is suited for various poses. Like even having the heat sword up and then the heat rod down, it's silly, but not too silly that, it's unbelievable. And, it is a candy toy, so good playability. Oh, also, yeah, if you get, oh, but yeah, you can't really do the double machine gun hand on the Goufs because it only comes with a left hand machine gun. So, kinda sad, but again, it is just a candy toy, and these features are good enough for their price, even though they are more expensive now. It is still very good price for the features, for the amount of features and scopes that you get out of these guys. I don't mind if Bandai can reduce the cost of this thing, or rather have this thing not being painted in less pleasant places and just use the anime proportions. I'm fine with that too. Either way, this is a good entry for Gframe, and give me hope about Gframe again. Yeah, let's start doing some comparison actually. First is with the Zaku. Like I said in the video, Gouf had some resemblance to the Zaku, but had some radical changes. You can see what I mean by the two smaller sections on the side and then a broad chest. And for Zaku, there are two small hatches, although one is supposed to be the reactor axis and the other is the cockpit. It's swapped left to right depending on the specific Zaku II model, but for the Gouf is this large blue section in the middle. It either pops outwards open or slits upward into the upper chest. Either way, it is a much more solid hatch, like you have a giant gate instead of a smaller door. Is going to be stronger. Next part is the skirts. Like I said, it is more or less the same. There are some differences, but are not too different. The thighs, like I had talked in the video, has the extra ridges, but otherwise similar enough, I guess, to the Zaku II. But yeah, the legs is where things get, how should I say? The legs are where things get more normalized. You can still see the same sort of cup around the knee, and then an opening for the foot inside, but then elongated, I guess, ankle protectors at the back, and then larger knee pad. This larger back trouser protector is not as pronounced on most other Goufs like the HG or MG, but the knee pads are definitely, well, these knee pads are definitely larger on the Gframe compared to other ones, but they are about as different as you do see here. Let me take off this bazooka. The Gframe Zaku backpack have some redesign to make it more F2-like, but otherwise you can still see the overall shape is similar to the Gouf. Interestingly, the Gouf's backpack is pretty much how it always looks, just don't have the pulse transmission cable running directly into it. Not quite sure what Gframe design team was thinking, but interesting choice. While we are here, you can see on a Gframe the Gouf's arm and forearm is much larger than that of the Zaku II. In most other examples, Gunplas, they would be similar size, but Goufs would still be larger because they are blocky. So pretty much a big block covering what would be the Gouf's forearm. This spike shoulder pad is where you can see more commonality even on the G-frame design, like the similar forward cup near the chest, and then a little indent on the bottom, the spike on the side, and then yeah, you can see Gouf have a much larger main spike. And the shield now move back to the forearm like Zaku I, but much larger in coverage. All of this in combination give you a Zaku-like, but much meaner looking machine. And as Rambara say, this is no Zaku, boy. Before I pick these two up, I want to say how you can see a bit of Gouf transitioning into Dome, while Efreet is sort of the further development of the in-between mobile suit of these two. It still have this basically Gouf's structure, but domified, like the more even shoulder pads, longer skirts, the wider lower leg, and then of course the eyes. Now the dome is being built on the same frame as the Efreet and Gouf, so it is actually slightly smaller despite they already use larger parts in G-frame. It is still smaller than what it would actually be when you have, say, 1:100 or 144 Gunpla models. Still, a bit of the transition from Gouf to Dome. Now, let's talk about these two. Like we have talked before, the main difference for Efreet is the chest. It is very much a more Zaku type of construction, but for a Gouf standard. You can see how the Efreet spike shoulder came from the Gouf, just rearranged with more protection and less aggression. For the legs, the thighs are, well, the full armor give it a much larger thigh armor, since it's just one piece on the Efreet. But otherwise, yeah, they have these extra reinforced ridges that is absent on Dome and Zaku. Similar knee pads, and then the same flare, although this is common among most Xeon mobile suits. And then the thrusters. It is definitely much larger on the Efreet for even better mobility. And then the arms, the forearms. Here you can see how it is much similar to the Gouf than Zaku, both being more rectangular, angled, instead of the round shape. The grenade launchers could be the influence from the finger machine guns. Let's, say what they are. They are finger machine guns. And yeah, so with this thing I can talk about, sort of the less concrete things that I talk about with the Efreet video. Oh, and the backpack. Efreet still have the conduits running into the backpack, so again, not sure what they're trying to do here, but I will wait. Oh, well, not finally, but yeah, the hit sword. Again, it is supposed to be hit saber, just like the dome ones, but I call them swords for differentiation. You can see the Gouf sword had no pipes or conduits running up like a hit hawk, because the blade is supposed to be a memory shaped, so it only extends out when heated up, while the Efreet's one is fixed length, fixed shape, so it's always in this shape, and it gets hit up for extra chopping power. Do note the Gouf's hit sword should become orange in activation mode, but again, this is a G-frame. They only come in black, and you can say I'm lazy, but I'm also, not want to emboss these guys too much, because they are attractive enough as they are. So yeah, once again, the Xeon Mobile Suit family, MS06 Zaku II, MS07 Gouf, MS08 TX Efreet, and MS09 Dome. Like I said in the video, the Model A and Model B only differs in their fixed weaponries. So my video will still title this is MS07B, but for the most part, both Model A and B are base model Goufs. Just, one is more signature and the other is forgotten, let's say. Thanks for watching.